So today I'm back on the scooter and I'm sorting out the kickstart side of things. I bought these new bushes and I actually have had a play around and I've put them in, but the kickstart shaft is too tight on them, or at least on one of them. So I don't like the look of them. They look a bit cheap to me. I'm going to stick with the old ones. Nice and tight, them ones fit on the shaft and everything, so I don't see there's any need to change them. So this is actually take two because I've already put the other ones in. So all I'm going to do, I've just got that little contraption and I'm just going to tap that in, and then I'm going to do the same around the other side. The other new one is already still in the other side, but I'll get that out soon. Now I'm going to tap that in like that. So the last one wasn't too bad to get in, so it should go alright. Sort of working it around. One side always goes in more than the other, doing it like this. Going. That one is in fully. So now I'm gonna get the other one out, just in there, and then yeah, I'm gonna stick with the original ones, because I like the look of them much better. So I've got to get this other one out. I'll just bang out with that. It's just a 1/4 inch socket extension bar, and I can sort of get round and get out with that. I'm just going to drive out this other one now. I'll try. But I ain't going to come all the way out because stop. I'll just lean over the edge of the bench to get the last bit out. It'll fall on the floor, but this one doesn't matter because I'm not using it. There we go. So that's done. So I'm just going to have a quick little clean up in there because I had already put grease in there, and then I'll be back with you when I'm putting this one in. Still going a little lopsided. It's found its level now, and then I'll just get that bearing, do that. And that will actually drive it home. I put a bit of, I don't know if you saw that, but I put a bit of rubber hose around there just so it doesn't, the threads of this bolt doesn't catch on the side of the bushes or inside of the bushes. And here that comes to a stop now. So let's just test, I'll just give it a quick wipe out and then I'll just test fit the shaft. And I'm hoping now it's gonna spin round nicely in there, and it's spot on. But now I've sorted out all of that, I'm happy with all of that, so I'm gonna just give this a wipe off, and then I'm gonna get some grease in there, and then this can go in fully. But I do also need to find the oil seal for there, because I need the oil seal in there. So I'll find that and then I'll be back with you. So what you've just seen, me putting them bushes in, was done quite a few months ago. Since then, all I've actually done is bought another oil seal, because the one I had, which is here, didn't seem to be, this seemed to keep pushing it out every time I pushed it on. It wasn't very good. So I ordered another one and that seems a lot better. And then I've got these since then, some shims, different size ones. They're supposed to be different size ones, I think they are. And some circlips, and I actually have got the old shims as well, so we'll see what we go with that. So now I'm going to shim this kickstart. All I've done is pushed that through. It's totally flush there, so that's where it needs to be. So now I can find out which shim I need for there. I'm going to go with a thinner one for a start. Try that on there. I can double up if I need to, or I can just use one. I've got the various thicknesses of them here, so yeah, I'll see which one is best. So what I'm going to do is just put that circlip in there. That's the groove for the circlip, and I could tell straight away that that will have play in it if I put that in. So that one isn't thick enough, so we'll get that off. Put that over there. This is the next one I'm going to give a go. So put that over. All the time making sure it's pushed right through. And then if you can see there, that looks pretty good to me. Does look pretty good. So now I'll get this circlip on. So when it's totally clicked in place, I'll be able to really check it 100% that it's all good. So just click it in with a screwdriver. I'll just check that is in the groove properly. It looks like it is. Yeah, that's just right in there. That's moving around. So now, has it got any play side to side? None whatsoever. So that's the right shim for it. So I'm happy with that. And that is moving. But I am going to just take that back off, that circlip. I'll do that off camera. I'll take that back off. I'm just going to grease the shaft, then put it back in, and that'll stay in there then. That part will be totally done. And then I've got to get the spring and the other bits all back on. So I'll be back with you when I'm back to this stage after I've just greased it. All I'm going to just do is take that shaft out and grease down it, and then put it back in and put that clip back on. I've just greased it up, and I actually did put it in, but I forgot something, and it's quite important. It's a spring. So I'm going to show you how to put that in. It's quite simple really. On this one, as you can see, that spring sort of bends in a little bit. Well, that part that bends in a little bit fits into that hole. So if I put that on there, and then I can push this through, and then the hole in the casing, see, just there. So as I push that through, I've got to get that other end through that hole I just showed you in the casing. Try to. Going in. Yep, we're in. So that one has actually popped out, but I should be able to push that in okay to get that in. Yep, I think we're all good. So that one's in. Yep, that one's in there. There where my finger is. And the other one you can see down the bottom there is in. So we'll push it all the way through. And yeah, now I can put that shim on and the clip, and then the springs in, and that is done. To get this circlip in now, because it's a bit spring loaded, it seems to be, if I push it like that on the bench, that sort of pushes it fully, the shaft fully through. And then as I try to get that on, I think it's going to click in. Yeah, it has clicked in. So that is fully in now. A circlip hasn't got to come out again, and then we have it connected to the spring. So now we've got to preload it, and then we've got to get that part on there. So I'll show you. I'm going to preload it. So now I'm going to preload the Kickstart. I watched a YouTube video of how to do this, and I like the way he did it, so this is the way I'm going to do it. I've put it in the vise, that shaft, the other end of the shaft, the bit that comes out the other end, and I'm going to just pull that round like that. And he said line it up to that point there, which luckily for me, I've moved my vise since, and that's as far as I can go anyway. But he said line up to that point there. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've got the brand new Kickstart here. So I'm going to try it and get that as close as I can. I don't think I can go around one more spline actually. No, it's there. That's where it's got to be. So I've got to try and get that over there. Might have to get the rubber mallet to do that. I've got it on enough. There's a little rubber stop grommet bit there for the Kickstart. but I do need to get that on further. So what I'll do now, just off camera, I'll just put that kickstart on fully, and then I have to turn it over and do some bits from underneath then. So I'll be back with you then. So now it's bolted on fully, and it's on fully there, as you can see, and you can see it's working fine. So now I've got to look into putting these bits on. So what I'm going to actually do is hold it in the vise with the kickstart and then fit them on. So I've got the ability to be able to move it then to get that out of the way as I'm fitting the other bits on. So now I've got it in the vise the other way round, and I'm going to get this piece in. So I'll put it in like that, and then I've got 3 bolts like that to go in. So I'll just put a little bit of Loctite on it. And then I'll get that one. I'll do the other 2 off camera. So I'll get that one in, and I won't tighten it fully yet, but just nip it down. I've got that first one in. There's still 2 more to go, but as you can see, by having it in the vise, I can use the vise to hold it so I can get to them easy to put them in. And then I have to adjust that piece there, and I've got another piece to go in as well. You might have seen this in earlier. I've took it out since, so I'll show you how to put that in afterwards. I've got them 2 bolts in. So now I've got to put these bits back in there. There is a circlip in the bottom already. I never took that out. It's right in the bottom. You might be able to see it, but there is one in the bottom. Then I have to put that in. I need to make sure that sits nice and flat in the bottom, which it has. So now I've got to get this piece in with the spring. I have put a little bit of grease on the bottom of there, just so it sticks a little bit, because it kept falling out. And I have actually lubricated in there as well, because this didn't seem to want to slide in very well. Hopefully it's better now. There we go. Yeah, so that's working fine. So now I'm going to put that piece in. The old one was quite worn, so I bought a new one. They're not very expensive, about £2.50 I think. So I'll try and get that in. What I've got to do is try to screw it in there. Don't know how well you can see that, but so that's in there like that, which is working quite well. So I've just got to tighten that and then adjust it on them 3 bolts and tighten them, and then the kickstart side of things will be done. So yeah, I'll just get that tightened now. Now I'm going to set that where I think it should be. So what I'm going to do is push that down. I'm just going to put that right on that edge there. Then that will keep that in when the kickstart isn't engaged, and when I tighten it up I'll show you what happens after. Yeah, that's about the best, just on the edge, just before it starts to go down. That's where I'm gonna go for there. So if I tighten up these bolts, one there, one there, and I'll do this one here. There is a torque for these. I'm not sure what it is, but I'll just tighten them up to what I think, just tight. And then I think that's about right. And when the kickstart goes, it pops out, goes back, does that. So I think that is right. So to me, that's looking like it's working fine. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So yeah, the kickstart is done now. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video of sorting out the kickstart on my Lambretta. And yeah, I'll be along with another video soon. So bye for now.